broadband. So it means, I mean, it's a whole new ecosystem. So for the consumer, it's wonderful. They have, you can even put value-added services on your broadcast. Someone, for example, you have a guest, I'm sitting here, on your content, they can actually go push a red button and find out a lot more about a Mekamba, for example, you know, and they're still watching the service. You know, even go to my Facebook page if they want to go to check out the NBC website. So it's brilliant. It's a whole new service. So, but what it means is that the analog TV set that most people currently have, when the switch off happens, will not be able to receive channels TV, for example. That's what it means. And that's and we're talking about almost 40 million TV households in Nigeria. That's a whole lot of people who might be disenfranchised from not having access to television.
What do they have to do to receive?
What they have to do is have a set-top box that will convert signals, the digital signal, and enable them to watch channels or any other service on the existing TV sets. Or they have to buy digital TV sets that have digital tuners already embedded in them. So what we're going to do is make sure that we have a system that enables everyone currently in Nigeria who has a TV set to continue to have access to television service when that digital switchover happens. It's a daunting task.
Yeah, I heard some people are a little, afraid that now you have a television at home, you have an aerial, you tune your aerial, and you can get television, any station that you want as long as you're on terrestrial. Most people are saying, are we getting to the era where we must pay to watch television?
No. Digital TV doesn't mean pay television. It's two different things. Digital television, the switchover does not, I need to emphasize that, doesn't mean pay television. Pay television will continue to exist, but that is a whole different thing. Free-to-air television will actually be bigger, will have more players in it, will enable guys like broadcasters like you play a much more active role. But it doesn't mean at all that people have to pay for television, no. I think that, maybe because the transition experiment that is happening now gives people the idea that you have to buy a decoder, you have to, no, it doesn't mean that. I mean, the future we envisage is that from 2015, when you buy a TV set, it will have a digital tuner embedded in it. So you'll be able to receive, your free-to-air channels. If channels remains a free-to-air station, you will receive channels.
So then, what is the incentive then for broadcasters to invest all that money? Because that
broadcasters, the way that the white paper, the government white paper, let's explain it for what it means for broadcasters. For example, means you continue to create the content that you do, but the transmission end of your business will not be your responsibility, so to speak. We will license specific companies who will be signal distributors, who will be responsible for getting the signal that you push here, you push out from here, and as well as all the broadcasters, and then taking that out and
sorry, if I recover, these signal distributors, are they different from the carriers? They're supposed to be like 3 carriers.
Yes, no, the same thing. We're using the same.
Do we have them now?
No, we don't have them now, but we're going to license them.
Is there supposed to be a bidding process?
Yes, that process will be open and be very transparent for those who are interested in it.
So would that be public?
It will be public.
Government?
No, it won't be. It won't be owned by government. No, government will assist, but it won't be owned by government. Government assist through. Like what we're doing at the commission is to have a transparent process that says this is where we're going. These 3 carriers or signal distributors. These are the things you need to have to qualify to be one. The process will be there. It will be out. People bid for it. We get the licenses. There's specific mandates, terms of service that they have to. For example, because now your transmission, they'll be responsible for your transmission. So certain uptimes they need to guarantee that 99.9% of the time your transmissions are going to fail, or their transmission of your content is not going to fail. So all those things will be put in place.
Are you looking at foreign investors coming in as carriers?
Or
is it all going to be local?
We welcome that. I mean, government will welcome foreign investors, but it will not be foreign operated.
I'm
It's
looking.
two different things.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the business model
Yeah.
in all of this. I mean, the way it works now, you generate content, possibly get
Yeah.
people to sponsor it, and then you can do free to air if you want. But now you're going to have carriers who are obviously going to be in it for the business because they have to bid for it and they have to make money back from the bid. So where does the consumer, how do they get their money back? I'm just wondering.
The carriers, you mean?
Yeah, the carriers, if the consumers are not going to be paying for it.
You already pay, imagine here, you pay a huge amount of money for your transmission, your generator, making sure the transmitters are up and running, and so on and so forth. Imagine that cost. You no longer have to bear that burden. So someone else will bear that burden on your behalf, and you pay him or her or whatever company for that service.
What if we want to bear the burden?
Well, if you're interested in running that business, then you'll have to run that business, but there will be no conflict where a broadcaster is one and the same as the signal distributor, because there will be serious conflict.
So for the signal distributor, the person is making the money from
the broadcasters. Yes.
So buying set-up boxes, let's go to the consumer now, who you say, well, can still retain the analog TVs, but we'll have to buy set-up boxes. I mean, how much do you think they'll be paying roughly?
Well, the whole idea all over the world is that government chips in some money into making sure that everyone has access to set-top boxes. In some countries, the rebate systems in place that enables majority of the people who cannot afford it, especially people in the rural areas, to have access to television, because it's a right. I mean, if we're talking in the digital age now, where internet is in some countries is actually like a human right. For us in Nigeria, broadcasting and information is a right. You must have it. It's there. It's been there. It's always been there. So we're not going to. It will not be anytime soon that we'll even be thinking that it will possibly exist for people not to have television. That will always be. So we will take steps, whatever steps that have to be taken, to ensure that as many people, anyone that has a TV set will have a set-top box.
Still speaking about the transmitting end.
Yeah.
What happens to the transmitters that stations have?
Well, the signal distributing companies, they will have to buy them from existing broadcasters, and that's something that we're working out. These are actually some of the challenges, because it has to be valued. There has to be agreements in place to take them over. In some places, even like you're here now, you have your antenna position is good in the sense that you're in a very good location where you cover. The signal distribution companies will actually run that site for you and then take over that operation. So and bring other people there.
So how do we send our signals to them? Are we going to be using microwave?
Well,
or that will be their end?
That will be their own business.
Yeah. The business of transport,
yes.
They're moving the signals
from us moving the signals
to them, and then onward to the consumer.
Yeah.
There's already word out there that, a carrier has already been licensed.
No carrier has been licensed at the moment. Now, let me explain, because, you never get this opportunity. It's a privilege to be here. Let me say this. The white paper calls for, as in any country, for existing national broadcaster, because in our case, our national broadcaster has probably, and it's public money. We all of us, including all of us here, own the national broadcaster. In all the countries, the national broadcasters is used as the guinea pig, because they have the largest footprint. In most cases, they have the largest infrastructure. But at the time when the switch-off happens, there will be a distinction between that distribution company and the broadcaster itself. So it would continue to do the business of broadcasting, but it will not be involved with the business of distributing the signals. That will be clearly different.
So the national broadcaster is not going to bid for the license?
No. But its infrastructure will be used because it has the largest footprint, as I say.
What kind of approach are you going to use for this switchover?
Yeah.
Are you going to phase it?
Yes, it will be phased.
How do you intend to work that?
What we will